Hello and welcome to another episode of 20,000 Leagues Under the Internet. I am your captain this week, and my name is Harlan Spinks. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
With me, as always, are John Carr and
That's me.
Kyle Luck.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Kyle is back. We've got Daddy Kyle back.
Can we?
I don't like that.
Can we?
No?
No. Can we stick with that? That sounds great.
I'm still on the horny Twitter energy, so I'm
Kyle, you have to rejoin all social medias with that as your handle now. That's the only way that I will continue with that.
Daddy Kyle, or did I
Yeah.
say Kyle Daddy?
Kyle Daddy?
I like Kyle Daddy.
Hate Kyle Daddy. I
Do you?
hate them
Do
both.
you hate it?
Yes.
I don't know. Right now it feels pretty cozy sitting in my ears as it keeps hitting it, as you guys keep saying, Kyle Daddy.
Is that just because you were not with us last week, maybe, and any attention you're sort of more receptive to?
You know what's kind of funny actually is at the end of the horny episode, the episode ends with you cutting me off, and then I'm just not in the next episode. Like you're like, you are done
true.
talking, and then we cut the episode.
If you watch those back to back, it really feels like we fired you,
Oh my
especially when John made the joke that you were furloughed.
Yeah. So it all kind of worked out. Like, well done, boys. But Kyle Daddy's back now. And,
He's back, baby.
I don't really have anything else to say about that.
Cool.
Right now.
John, how are you doing?
I'm great. I've got 2 carbonated beverages and I just got off jury duty. I'm feeling fucking amazing.
Court
Oh,
is in
yeah.
session.
Yeah, we're gonna judge the internet today.
How was it?
Awful.
Can you, just give me 3 words that describe your jury duty experience.
Sweaty, boring, and a waste.
Wow.
I wasn't expecting the sweaty part, but the waste of time, yeah.
Good
Yeah, I
Lord.
mean, it's been
sense.
hot in SF the last couple days, and like I'm downtown.
Hot.
Yeah, hot means like it broke 70.
Yeah.
But for a man who's pasty and wears all black all the time, I'm just a magnet for the heat. But this giant mid-century building is just a giant oven, and so bakes in
No
all
AC.
of it. Yeah, it was great. I highly recommend it for everyone to just fulfill your civic duty and go into court.
Drop a few LBs, maybe get some reading done.
Yeah, I mean,
Drop some water weight.
yeah,
Yeah.
really just get it out of you.
Get ready for competition.
Speaking of places where
This segment
evidence
is garbage
must be
already.
shown,
Excellent, excellent transition.
it's not. I'm stretching a little bit.
Keep
We're
going.
gonna talk.
The
we're gonna
king
talk
of transitions.
We nailed it last episode. I don't know if
did.
it's gonna happen this week. I have a catch of the week, and there's a conspiracy theory about a certain Glee actor who
Did either
the
of you
internet-
watch that? I didn't watch
No.
it.
I've seen a good amount of it, yeah.
Okay.
So there's a conspiracy theory going around about Leah Michelle. Well, it's come back around. It was a thing. It disappeared. Now it's back, thanks to
Okay.
TikTok, of course, where the internet thinks that Leah Michelle can't read, that she
What?
is illiterate.
Oh my god. Oh, I have heard this. Yes. I have heard
okay.
this rumor.
That's
Okay.
ridiculous.
I'm excited. Go ahead.
So I can't remember when the first instance of this happened. Oh yeah, it was 2018. Somebody put together a 40-minute video on YouTube titled "Leah Michelle is illiterate." It's since been taken down, but I saw a video of someone talking about this today, and I saw one maybe a couple of days ago, and I was like, "What the fuck is this weird?" I don't know anything about Glee, and I don't care about Leah Michelle. So I ignored it, but I got another one, and they were saying Leah Michelle is illiterate, and there's a bunch of memes that are going around, and I found an article that kind of breaks it down, and it points out the quote-unquote evidence that is in favor of Leah Michelle being illiterate, and I want to read a couple of these off. Kyle, since you seem to know more about Glee and Leah Michelle,
Then Carlin and I combined.
You mean
Yeah.
Leah Michelle?
Leah
Okay,
Michelle.
yes, obviously.
That's what we
Sorry
call her
to-
on the show.
What are the Glee?
That's what all the Glee heads call
Yeah,
her?
dude.
Wait, what are the Glee
Glad
fans
Boys.
called?
Let's say.
No.
I know. Hold on, I'll think of something better. Smiling Sammys. You sure you don't
That
like
just sounds
Glad
like
Boys?
they're fans of sandwiches. That's a totally different thing,
Amazing.
Kyle.
Yeah, it's filled with goldfish crackers because of the snack
Smile
that
Boys?
snack that smiles back and it's in your sandwich is Smiley Sammys.
Let's
right.
move on.
We got it.
So I have a couple of the key points that people have been throwing around since 2018 saying that she's illiterate. One, this one says, Leah Michele can't read and has her lines fed to her because she was a child actor on Broadway and never had time to go to school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I know that people use earwigs all the time, you know, in movies and stuff, and it makes sense if you're a kid and you're on Broadway. You don't have time, but I think it's the other way around. You don't have time to learn the lines, not that you can't read.
Right.
So that's why you
don't
use
have
it.
time to learn.
Right. Yeah, but
There's
not
no
school.
time
Not-
to learn.
Yeah.
There's another one here that says she did the show Spring Awakening for years and years because she only had to memorize the show once and it would make it easier for her. So there's that.
Okay.
There's another one that says she was on Scream Queens after Glee, which was another Ryan Murphy show who I had, yeah.
Yep.
And she was on that show with Ryan Murphy because he already knew her illiteracy secret and could feed her lines to her.
Oh my God.
Good
On
Lord.
Glee, as Rachel Berry, she always sung well-known standards by Barbra Streisand and Celine Dion and never had to read the lyrics.
Okay.
She never uses her phone. Her assistants do it for her, backed up by photographic evidence of this happening.
What? Just someone following around using her phone for her? That sounds...
Yeah,
I mean,
that's like a social media person.
But that's
Totally.
That's
tweets.
also plays into her Glee character very well because she is big diva energy. So
Okay.
Well, and on top of all of this, her Instagram captions use a lot of emojis. If it's just emojis, Michelle wrote it. If it's words from someone if it's words, someone else wrote it for her.
is this what
Yeah.
you saw,
If it's
John?
both, someone wrote the words, but they let her pick the emojis after.
That's it. That's definitely what I saw. And then doesn't she have a book that it was like somebody ghost wrote a book for her and she just like doesn't know what is in it kind of thing, or she like signed off on it?
Those are the last couple ones. There's this 7, 8, and 9, I believe, are all about books. 7 says, in pictures of Leah Michele signing books, the pen is not touching the book. It's simply hovering above it. And I guess that's in
That
like
means
a
she
bunch.
can't write.
I mean, that goes hand in hand with reading and writing, right?
Even in the fucking old West days, they're just like, make your mark. Like she can just like fucking.
That's true.
Just a big, huge X.
Yeah.
Can you guys also imagine like do you read English? No, I only write it.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I
I'm
don't have my
backwards
glasses to take
compatible,
off.
but not forwards.
I can't read
I
this.
can't read this.
Finally, her book, the hilariously titled Brunette Ambition, doesn't have a lot of words and instead has more photos, recipes, and workouts. Now, recipes and workouts include words, so I don't know that this one, I mean, none of these hold up. But that point is really fucking stupid.
True.
There's also, in a picture of her signing a wall, her name is already written and she's just drawing a line under it.
Sick.
Wow, that's kind of epic though.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of these weirdo conspiracy theorists saying that she's illiterate, and I think it's really funny of any type of conspiracy to just accuse someone of not being able to read or write.
Yeah, I do love the like grandeur of that. That is like so enormous of a thing to accuse someone of on like just photographs alone and like hunches.
She's also
Yeah.
like 30 something now. Like she could have had time now to figure this out.
That's a good point, Kyle. If she couldn't read,
No,
I mean,
she might be able to.
At the very least,
at the
you
very
can learn
least.
how to sign your own name.
Make
Yes,
your
for
mark.
sure.
Fucking at the bare minimum.
Leah.
What's the name? Leah Michele. Make your mark.
Make your mark.
So that's Leah Michelle not being able to read that has come back, and I think it's really great.
I really want to see her reaction to just scrolling through TikTok and then, what the fuck? This is back again? Like, I just want to see. I just want to know what her actual reaction to that is. Maybe she thinks it's hilarious.
I hope so, because there are worse that, like, I like the idea of her getting really, really upset that people think she can't read, as opposed to, like, if some, like, you know, paparazzi photos of her in her, like, home got leaked, like, being more mad about, I can fucking read. I mean, whatever. They took a photo of me in my back porch. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can read, though. God damn it.
She goes over to every paparazzi that takes a photo of her. It's like, just tell people I can read.
Especially her, like,
fucking read.
She's definitely had, like, I'm sure the media's had a field day with her. She was, like, on one of the most popular TV shows of all time, a woman. Yeah. So that usually means she's going to get torn to shreds by the media. Can you imagine this is where she draws the line?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
That, like, other people get so much paparazzi attention for other shit, and, like, all she's getting is, like, the paparazzi being like, Leah, can you read? Wait, hang on, stop. Can you read this sign?
They're trying to get photos of her, like, with a book, but the book's upside down. Like,
Right.
It's like those Grimes photos of her walking around with, like, the Communist Manifesto, but it's upside down.
Yeah. Exactly.
I gave you guys a heads up of what we were talking about, and this is going to be somewhat, I guess, maybe a trigger warning for people who have, you know, maybe are sensitive about racist stereotypes, anti-Semitism, and what was the other thing? There's another bad thing that comes up in this episode.
Hateful things.
Yeah, Nazis. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So, for anybody that doesn't want to listen or hear about that stuff, I totally get it, but maybe skip.
Yeah, just listen to the Leah Michelle stuff again.
Yeah,
exactly. Go back and listen to that. That was really fun. We had a lot of fun doing that. So, this week's episode, I want to talk about the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs and their potential Nazi imagery. So, let's dive in.
Let's do it.
So, Bored Apes came up when we talked about NFTs on our NFT episode.
Yes.
We talked about it briefly.
And
I don't remember what we talked about really in that episode.
No. Not just that episode. We talked about the Lonely Ape dating.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, I should have brought this up at some point, but wasn't there a quick news story about Seth Green and having his ape stolen from him and him trying to reclaim it?
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't know specifically about Seth Green, but I know that happens a lot.
Is there such a thing as an NFT heist? Is that a thing? Can you even actually visit? Can you steal an NFT?
You right click and then scroll down to save image, and that's your heist.
But that's
you
not
did
the highest
Exactly.
resolution. You're not going to ever get the highest resolution. It's not the original. It's not the original.
I mean, dude, if you have a 5K monitor, it's gonna look pretty good.
It's going to look pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Seth Green had his his ape number 8398 stolen from him, and he was able to recoup it for $260,000.
You know what, Seth?
Fuck.
You know what, Seth? That's fine.
Yeah.
I think you earned that.
So that we're gonna be talking about another conspiracy, a deeper sort of issue with Bored Ape Yacht Club, because in January of this year there was a heated debate that was surrounding the Bored Ape Yacht Club and its alleged ties to racist origins and imagery that put the crypto art collection at the forefront of a controversy after there was a Twitter space that was hosted by a crypto enthusiast where 5,000 users started pouring in to hear commentary and voice their thoughts. During the space, and in the days that followed, both opponents and proponents of Bored Ape Yacht Club became embroiled in arguments and accusations connected to the racism, and some were quick to dismiss these as coincidence or outright fake. So there's a lot going on, and I'm trying to just set a baseline because I'm going to get into some of the more specifics. Yes, Kyle?
This is already feeling like like classic like occultism, like trying to find hidden images and
which plays a lot of into just like right wing like neo-Nazi culture in general. But yes, there is still something about this specifically that feels like, are we reaching here?
But also really fun movies like National Treasure, where it's all about just finding like little things in photos.
Yes, 100%.
Da Vinci Code.
Yeah,
the Da Vinci Code.
But this is serious.
But this is not the Da Vinci Code.
This is real life.
Yeah.
So after the drama, Yuga Labs, which is the company that makes the Bored Apes, released several statements to try and alleviate controversy, such as claiming that the name, one of the things is just the name Yuga is could be considered a Nazi like or right-wing dog whistle, which we'll get into in a second.
Okay, interesting.
They said initially that the word is actually pulled from Legend of Zelda because Yuga is one of the bad guys, or it's a character.
Interesting.
Kyle, fact check.
I don't know. I don't
think
know
it doesn't-
from which game.
It just says Legend of Zelda.
Oh, okay. Well, I've only played some
I think
of them.
so. So I also want to point out before I get too much further into this, my sources come from, there's a YouTube creator named Fillion who did an entire hour-long video of breaking all of this stuff down to like the wildest minutia.
Now, is that like Nathan Fillion?
No, Phillion.
Inquiring minds need to know these things.
But
Who is that?
Know your
Fillion?
Firefly.
Nathan Fillion?
I thought you were gonna say firefighter.
I think he's most known for his role in Castle as the loose cannon detective.
Got it.
He's basically that same character in Firefly too, though.
He's also
if I'm being honest,
the voice of Cade 6 and Bungie's modern classic Destiny.
So my other sources come from artnet.com by I think the guy's name is Ben Davis, not that Ben Davis, and also know
Wait
your
a minute,
meme.
the guy that makes the really tough pants.
Yeah, no, not him.
The durable
who also
workwear.
has monkey imagery in their branding.
Yeah,
wow. We're really
Yep.
pulling these threads together.
Yep.
But
And
Know Your
threads
Meme
for the clothing. Good job, Harlan. You're
damn it.
nailing it, dude.
And Know Your Meme did an interview with one of the main people that was sort of quote unquote uncovering these links between Bored Ape and Nazi shit. Okay. So
Casual.
So Yuga Labs, the Yuga Labs response, there was a big Twitter thread and they said, these are tweets. We're nerds and Yuga is the name of a villain in Zelda whose ability is that he can turn himself and others into 2D art. They say it made sense for an NFT company. In terms of the inspiration for Bored Ape, they say there's a long history of people affectionately referring to themselves as apes in the crypto scene, which is why some of the rarest, most valuable NFTs in the crypto punk collection are the apes. They say, we like the idea of creating a whole collection around apes who became so wealthy because of crypto's rise that they became extremely bored. And then...
Is that? I had no idea that was the.
Yeah, that first
That I have to process that for a second.
God.
That is so.
I'm getting flashbacks of having to commute through the financial district. Like that is like
I know.
I'm smelling Patagonia. I'm like, ugh. That is real tough. That is like some fide fart huffing bullshit.
Yeah, I'm thinking about selling the yacht. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of rough. Like the upkeep's kind of a pain, man. And you know what? Being out there,
yeah,
having
absolutely.
to drive that thing, it's rough.
I mean,
man.
what the Michelob Ultra budget alone to just stock a yacht?
I know. You have
Wait, hang on.
Exorbitant.
Did you say yacht? I have a great idea for an NFT collection.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Hear me out.
Wait.
What if there's a bunch of bored apes, just like you and me, who got mega rich, working in tech, and now like we're just so bored, we have a yacht club because we all have yachts.
I'm so bored. It
Amazing.
hurts.
I love it.
But we're apes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Do you guys
God
want to
damn
go
it.
get some chilled vodka shots right now?
Yeah, what is it? 11:30 a.m. Let's do it, baby.
Yeah. Sick. I have cocaine in my bag too.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Gonna need that to finish out the workday.
Yeah, got a straightener.
So they say in terms of what inspired the design, we never wanted to take ourselves too seriously, so the look of the club is ramshackle and divey. Everything about Bored Ape Yacht Club was meant to convey a spirit of irreverence and absurdity.
Yeah, you really want to lure people in to jack up the market value of these things.
Yeah. So they go on to talk about how they're stewards of IP and that they want to create a more decentralized process for NFTs, and eventually they want to
so decentralized that nobody cares.
Yeah, exactly. We can't find it.
You can't find the center of it
or be a part of it.
Yeah, can't pinpoint it.
They also want to, expand into like gaming, events, and streetwear, which the gaming thing they did, I'm not going to touch on that too much because that's where all the like puzzles and weird like ciphers and things exist. It's just too much. But so the one person that kind of started this and is at the forefront of these allegations is a guy named Ryder Rips. And does that sound familiar?
When you told us about this, I did some cursory Googling and that name was all over this. But I didn't dive in. I just saw the name on like 4 articles.
Yeah, I think it might be a stage name. I hope it's a stage name.
Because that sounds like somebody whose dad owns a dealership.
Also, those parents deserve to be jailed if it's not a stage name.
Ryder Rips.
Oh, my boy
Sounds
Ryder,
like
he rips. We may as well just call him Ryder Rips.
It sounds like a cartoon dog that skateboards and like wears like fucking, what's that dog from The Simpsons? What was his name? Poochie.
And he's not like anti-drug, but he's like about responsible drug use. Like if you're gonna,
we should legalize all drug use, but it just needs to be responsibly done.
He skates.
You know what I mean?
He skates into the shot like, "Hey kids, what's up? If you're gonna drink at the party, make sure Devin's the DD." And then fucking skates off.
Yeah.
Devin's like, "Why me, man?"
Rips is an artist, a programmer, a creative director to many musicians and artists, including Azalea Banks, who he dated, Kanye West, Travis Scott, and brands like Nike and Red Bull. So he does a lot of shit. Like he's not just some guy that's throwing these allegations out there, right?
Like a neckbeard
he's
in the dungeon.
Scene. Yeah. So there was a trending hashtag that picked up steam supporting or related to the Bored Apes and the supposedly racist connotations associated with it. According to Rips and others making the claims, the main connection to racism came from the name of the creator, Yuga Labs, as the name itself is associated with other white supremacist and racist caricatures found online. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what Yuga is, I had to look into this, which is like a totally different subject. But I'm going to share with you an image of...
I looked up the Zelda boss.
Yeah, it's a super obscure boss, I believe.
But
which is kind of where the like... Which is where I think people are like, really? You fucking Yuga, this one-off character? But
okay.
So... Yuga, in terms of its association with the right wing, actually stems from Hinduism, from something called the Kali Yuga, which is the 4th and worst Yuga in a Yuga cycle. So Yugas are essentially ages, like it's a time time frame.
Sure.
So I sent you guys a photo, which I'll put on the YouTube video, that shows what years each one of these sort of they're cycles of global consciousness.
Also interesting that like Libra, Virgo, like astrology signs are included in this too.
Yeah, totally. So, but right now we're supposedly in the Kali Yuga, which is like the final age of consciousness, which is supposed to be the worst one, like Armageddon or End of Days, right?
Whoa.
In Hinduism.
No, there's some seriously metal shit on this.
Yeah. So the cyclical age of humankind tied to Hindu cosmology that claims there are 4 repeating ages, with each full Yuga cycle equating to 4 million years. According to Hinduism, we are currently in Kali Yuga, often described as a dark age full of sin and corruption. The Earth,
cool.
so
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you sure we're not playing Morkborg right now?
Man, I wish I was playing Morkborg right now.
So
Me
the
too.
earliest known use of the phrase, it got turned into a meme sometime around 2014 on a 4chan board. And somebody used the phrase "surf the Kali Yuga." So this was getting posted all over the place in right-wing spaces in response to, I guess the first time it was in response to a comment string on a thread about Gamergate, complaining about SJWs, writing, quote, "I know it is dark at times, but you gotta learn to enjoy it, man. Embrace being the bad guy, surf the Kali Yuga."
And hire fans.
Yes.
Sorry, that's a gamer circle jerk shit. Sorry.
So, the year after, in 2015, the idea of Kali Yuga was then adopted by far-right extremists, including the French Dissent, a far-right political party that popularized the phrase "surf the Kali Yuga" on t-shirts later sold by the far-right podcast, The Right Stuff, which
that's a great name.
Unfortunately, it's a really great name. I don't like their, listen, it's a good name.
Objectively, that's a really good fucking name.
Objectively, yeah, exactly.
Great movie, also.
Yes.
There you go.
So, surf the Kali Yuga essentially means embracing being the bad guy and riding the wave of the Dark Age and what it might bring. There's also the issue of so that's the Kali Yuga stuff, right? It's been around for, almost a decade now as some sort of far-right calling card. The other main issue with the Bored Ape stuff is that the apes and iconography related to the apes also has some roots in Nazi SS and alt-right symbolism. I'm gonna send another photo to you guys, and I'm just curious if anything pops out at you from this tweet. So
right
this
away.
Is a tweet.
Okay.
This is a tweet from Ryder Rips. And it says, "Kali Yuga Surf Club, Bored Ape Yacht Club made by Yuga. Just a coincidence. Both use skulls as logos. Okie dokie." And it is an image from a Kali Yuga Surfing Club, which is its own separate thing. They're like fanboys of Bored Ape. And it's a surfer, like from a photo from the 60s, with a Photoshop skull and crossbones on the surfer's head. But it is extremely reminiscent, if not exactly the same thing that SS officers had on their the emblem on their hats.
Not to mention, just casual.
Oh, the background.
No, well, yes, but that's not the right arm in a salute fashion.
Sure,
loose, but still there.
I just noticed the background geometric image, I believe, is a far-right Nazi thing.
That was the first thing that caught my eye when this image popped up on my screen. I was like, oh, that's swastika-esque, but because like the disjointed, I don't know what it is, but I'm just now realizing, which is funny that he didn't point that out, because that one, the image behind him, that graphic is, I've seen it on flags from like Trump rallies and shit. The skull is uncanny, though. Oh, you know what, Captain? Yeah. Holy shit. You know what the fucking background cat thing reminds of the Imperial logo from Star Wars a little bit.
Yeah, which is inspired by
exactly.
Nazis. So this is an example meme from the group Kali Yuga Surf Club featuring the Nazi Totenkopf skull and the Nazi black sun symbol. Okay, so it's the black sun.
Got it.
Yeah, that's what that is. And then I'm gonna share another photo.
That's the thing; it's not even really hidden.
It's like, oh, they just cut it off.
There it is.
It's there.
Oh shit!
So, and then I just shared with you the Bored Ape logo, and next to the, I think this is the Totenkopf. So the Waffen Totenkopf symbol of the SS, where it's got the two lightning bolts on either side of the skull with the skull and crossbones.
This one I can see maybe a little bit of leniency in that, but
so this is what
really,
I wanted.
It's like a motorcycle club look.
Yeah, it's very, very MC, and like, I mean, who doesn't love a skull image?
Yeah, with top and bottom text.
Looking the same way.
It is, yeah. It is a little the perspective, I will say.
Given really accessible historical documentation of something that happened that used this symbol, it's a little rough to go that direction.
Given the other context.
Yeah, so this is what I wanted to I want to make it clear that in this episode, we are not accusing anyone of being a Nazi.
Nope.
And we are not saying that there are not problematic imagery being used here, because certainly there are. But there is a line where some of these points that people have made about it being like, they're fucking Nazis. Some of it you're like, well, I don't like what John just said. It's like, that's a pretty common template for a simple logo to be used with top and bottom text and then whatever your logo is.
And then something on the sides.
Yeah, sometimes you'll have like the year, like 1983 or whatever. You know, it's used all the time.
This might just be
But at the same time, I mean, it's just like it's a little negligent. It's close enough to cause discomfort.
Negligent is the perfect word. It's like the person who does a copy paste of something and doesn't quite read the entire paragraph, or like downloads an image, photoshops it. Yep. Doesn't really look into where the actual image came from.
So this
like
was
that
another.
Could also be a thing.
There was another thing that this actually reminded me of. This is off topic from the Bored Ape stuff, but do either of you remember that brand? It was a London brand called Boy.
No.
It got really big for a minute in the fashion world.
Did they change the name to Big Boy when that happened?
No. I don't know what happened to them, but this is a much more flagrant example of what we're talking about, where it's straight up the
oh my god,
Nazi eagle.
It's the fucking Iron Eagle, or what's it called?
Yeah, the Iron. Yeah, I can't remember. It has a name.
His name is Jonathan.
Wow.
His name is Jonathan. His name is Johan.
His name is Johan. But
so,
that is exactly it, right?
Yeah, it's pretty similar. The details in the feathers are slightly different from the actual Nazi one.
I don't give a shit.
100%. But like,
it's like so flagrant.
So
this
is the thing, right? There have been other companies and organizations that have like straight up just copy pasted Nazi imagery.
Yeah.
And there are other companies that sort of either accidentally fall into that trap and use a template that is just tried and true. That also so happens to be, the Nazis also did it. Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
sure.
Somebody goes on to point out that in this image of the Bored Ape skull is that they both have 18 teeth, and 18 is an alphanumeric code for Adolf Hitler.
Fuck.
According to the Anti-Defamation League hate symbol database.
Wow.
The thing...
Is that an episode? Holy shit. What is this database?
The Anti-Defamation League hate symbol database?
That sounds wild.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You go, dude.
I don't know.
I'm good looking into that.
That might be some solo reading. That is very interesting to me.
Yeah. So, but the other thing too that other people were pointing out is that you can only see some of the teeth. So if you include the rest of the teeth, it's not 18, right? So there's again a little bit of this thing. Ryder Rips says, he posted this and said, it's even hard to find a human skull drawing with 18 teeth. Although the article that I got my information from literally has links saying it actually happens a lot when you show skulls in profile, as in this case, and these two, or also this one and this one. So they have links showing other skulls with 18 teeth, where it's like, it's a bit of a stretch again.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, it's such an odd coincidence.
Yeah, I think and the thing that comes into play with this a little bit that is also like something that I feel like is favored in groups that are on the far right is bringing in numerology into a lot of things. It is like a fixation and like something that comes up a lot to like assign meanings to numbers that otherwise may not have those meanings.
Yeah.
I would not have thought of that, but I also know that that's not something that I really give a shit about. So
yeah, but he has 18 teeth but 2 eyes. So what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does the number 2 mean? He takes a shit.
I guess, yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I guess it's like the same thing where it's like, the Hells Angels is essentially the opposite. So it's 81. That's their number.
Yeah.
Right.
So So, but what you're talking about though, John, is something that I don't really get into in this, but the Fillion video talks a lot about these right-wing groups who base a lot of their ideologies on esoteric beliefs. And the numerology thing is assigning meaning to, or assigning numbers meaning. It's an esoteric idea. And a lot of that has to do with the way, like, it affects everything. This esoteric idea of people, even like down to eugenics and phrenology, that's all esoteric shit that these groups love and reside in, because it gives them enough room to make shit up with their own rules, and it makes sense within their own rules. And that's something that Ryder Rip says. I have a quote here. The act of disparaging someone by comparing them to an ape or monkey goes back hundreds of years. There is a word for it, simionization. There are many examples throughout history. Its purpose is to justify violence and racism against another group by dehumanizing them, comparing them to apes. Simionization has occurred with various ethnic groups such as Jewish, Irish, and Asian people, but it is most predominantly used as tactics against black people.
Yeah, right, and like old political cartoons and stuff are immediately coming to mind, and like newspapers and stuff. Yeah.
So at first glance, the apes in Bored Ape Yacht Club might seem innocent, but there are several traits that indicate that they are intended to represent black people and Asian people, such as the gold chains trait called hip hop, the gold/diamond grills trait, or the kamikaze headband. To learn about simionization, they have a bunch of links here. That's a lot of.
I will agree with that. I think like there was like, at least in me, something that initially felt weird about a lot of those things, because like I mean, we did a whole thing on NFTs. We've looked at a lot of them, obviously, in our own free time, and like,
yeah,
my favorite thing to do is look at NFTs. Other people
just flip through them.
And I think that like 3/4 profile became very popular because of the Bored Ape thing, and I think that like there are so many better versions of it that don't have that connotation, and if like initially seeing it felt yucky, just because of that. And I think like there's so many better ways to kind of represent that. Like I saw one particular artist did like a whole cyborg series. It was like, you know,
that's
there's so many ways
say.
to like not have things that are automatically associated with people who exist, or like a stereotype or anything like that,
or tropes.
Yeah, it's just,
well, and that's the other thing too, is that like there are why if you're gonna do this, like this NFT thing, regardless of whether or not you think it's stupid or dumb or whatever, which it is, why would you limit yourself to something as generic as like a terrestrial animal? Like do something cool and fantastic. But that's just my 2 cents. So moving on from some of the like imagery, there is also the problem of the fact of the founders, who for the most part have remained extremely anonymous and have avoided being doxxed throughout this entire process.
Wow,
somehow.
That's kind of remarkable.
Yeah, so one of the it's 4 founders. One of them goes by the pseudonym Gargamel. Now, if you don't know if what that is, it's explained. He explains it in a Rolling Stone interview that it was a name ridiculously gave myself based off the fact that my fiance had never seen the Smurfs when we were launching this. However, if you know anything about racist stereotypes and tropes, Gargamel, the character from the Smurfs, is a racist depiction of a Jewish person.
Yeah, okay. This actually is ringing a bell now.
And I have one more, well, not one more, I have another image. It's just a quick breakdown of Gargamel and some other racist shit from the Smurfs.
Out of all the things you could, all the combination of letters in the world.
Yeah.
You land on that.
Like, just go to a fantasy name generator. Just like make something up that's not a word in real life.
God, I can't even fucking
we
read
do that. We do that all the time.
Yeah,
in our D&D, we've just put letters together, and it comes up with a weird thing.
So, so one of the founders goes by the name Gargamel. Another founder goes by the pseudonym Gordon Goner. And they told Rolling Stone, I assume in the same interview, they chose the name because it sounded like a punk band. Let's see.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a hardcore name. Like, so if you're in the hardcore scene in the East Bay of California, you assign like a weird last name to your like really basic white first name.
right, yeah.
So, what's up, guys? I'm Gordon Goner. I'm straight edge.
My name's Terry Thrash. So the thing with this one though, which is again, this is where it feels a little bit like a stretch to me. Rips. I'll use his Christian
What's
name.
up, guys? I'm Ryder Rips. I'm a drummer. What's up?
He notes that Bored Ape has hosted many anagram puzzles on its website, and Rips has done. Oh, this is a snarky thing that this author put. Rips has done the hard work to unveil the fact that Gordon Goner actually hides the words ... Drongo Negro. Now, I didn't know what Drongo was.
Yeah, what is that? I've never heard that before.
It's an Aussie slang term that means dumb.
Oh my god.
So it's an anagram?
Yes, it's an anagram for one of many different words you can make.
But where was it hidden? Where was it?
His name.
Gordon Goner.
Oh, sorry. Got
the
it.
anagram.
I'm right there now, guys. I'm done making shitty hardcore band names. We're back,
still
baby.
trying to think of fun punk names.
Yeah, I was landing on Kyle Daddy as the next one, but
I did have Bryson Breakdown in the chamber for me.
So, Rips postulates that it can't be a coincidence because the name, quote, has no meaning outside of the potentially coded racist phrase, which is true unless you count the similarly far out anagrams like the reference to the military's Gorgon drone or the slacker pirate alter ego No Dong Roger. So you can make a bunch of different names out of
fantastic
Gordon
name.
Goner.
No Dong Roger is my next D&D character.
Got it.
That is awesome.
The backstory for how he became No Dog Roger is going to be
it's going to be
brutal.
riveting. It's going to be good.
There's a eunuch that went too far.
He practices chastity now, and he's trying to get everybody on board.
Not by choice.
Yeah, so
I don't believe.
hey, don't worry about his journey. Just understand.
Unless he's got a ball fetish.
He's a
Oh, right. He still has the scrotum. Just no dog.
In my head it was all done. He's
me
a
too.
bard with a falsetto.
He's an alto bard.
He's got a voice of an angel, that No Dong Roger he does.
Voice of an angel.
Wow.
So
Back to this shitty reality.
Again, this a little bit feels like a stretch to me, where like what Kyle you were saying, you're trying to find some meaning where maybe doesn't exist.
I feel like, yes, I can agree with that. Overall, there is general yuckiness.
Yeah.
But I think like some of it is a step in the like making assumptions for things.
It's like a lot of it is baseline insensitive potentially, but then there's the other things that you can definitely derive. Like fucking No Dong Roger. Like, did someone go, I'm gonna fucking get this guy? And like,
who's this No Dong Roger?
I'm gonna just take this name. What was his name? Gordon something? I can't. It doesn't matter.
Gordon Goner.
No Dong Roger. Let's get it. Don't get it twisted. Someone's like, I'm gonna nail this guy to the fucking wall, and they started taking their letters and moving around. It's like, who fucking does that on a regular? Is that your Sunday? Is that what you did?
Yeah, exactly. So, and again, a lot of these things, I think the problem people have and why they overlook the coincidences, quote unquote, is because there are so many of them. Mm-hmm. Like this next one is the fact that there is a prominent display of Hawaiian shirts, which is a known symbol of the Boogaloo movement.
Yeah.
What's the
fuckers?
Yeah.
In general, this is horseshit. This is only a thing if you continue to give it power, in my opinion, by continuing to say, well, we can't wear Hawaiian shirts because those Nazis wear them. Or like when people were doing this symbol and saying this is a white power thing,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's like, stop. You're giving it more like credence.
Man,
by continuing this
you
narrative.
just kind of shot me back to 2015, 2016, and it feels so close but so far away.
Yeah. So I have another image. This is just a general photo of like Boogaloo Boys.
It wasn't Proud Boy. Who was it? Proud Boys that were rocking the Hawaiian shirts with like the tiki
Boogaloo
torches.
Boys.
Oh, they were literally called the Boogaloo Boys.
Boogaloo Boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was totally separate, and it was something that was created from Reddit or something that was talking
4chan,
about.
I believe.
Yeah,
4chan, yes.
they're the Pepe crew.
It's where this came from. It's where the same okay sign
Just
thing came
like
from.
a joke, like a dumb thing about Electric Boogaloo gone so like garbled. I read an entire article about how it
Trying
came.
to understand it.
Yeah, and like I mean, there was a number of articles that came out at the time that was like, this is so stupid that it is not worth explaining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Or again, giving credence to just a bunch of dorks wearing Hawaiian shirts and AR-15s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rips goes on to say the Bored Ape Yacht Club Rolling Stone cover features an ape in a Hawaiian shirt wearing an admiral hat with a skull, which it's wild. This is on Rolling Stone. There has never been a militia besides the Nazis to wear a hat in this style. Additionally, the same image features rats huddled around gold. Comparing Jews to rats and associating them with gold is a common racist trope. So this is the last image I have from this episode, and it's a comparison of the Rolling Stone cover. There's a lot of stuff. I will say there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. So picking and choosing what you want to classify as racist and not racist is, again, a bit of a stretch. The hat thing is still...
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, the only difference is that it's on, like, your classic, like, white captain's hat. Not, like, a gray. It doesn't look like the gray and black Nazi one. But still...
I think a lot of captains who can marry people at sea would take issue with this, though.
Sure, yeah, you're giving all of those...
You know, the party captains.
All of those alcoholic captains, the fun captains out there.
Cigars
marrying
smoking,
people.
booze swilling.
You're giving them a bad name, man. This is horseshit.
Where do we land with the nuclear bong, though? That's what I want to know about. What's up with
I
that?
didn't even notice a nuclear bong. That's funny, man.
It looks pretty nuclear to me.
So
Yeah.
Sorry
in
for
general,
the listeners, but go to YouTube.
Not really great. I think
So-
overall, just why did people pay so much fucking money for these stupid drawings?
yeah, exactly. Again, this is kind of a counter argument to the SS comparison that says, however, some of the apes rock military attire of various kinds, like the Prussian helmet or the World War II fighter gear or Vietnam War era military jackets. Some wear togas with laurels, and some, let's see, at the same time, some also wear Russian fur caps sporting the hammer and sickle, i.e. the exact opposite of what Nazis were.
Right.
And also some wear rainbow beanies and bunny ears. So
I think that this is like such an alignment with the LuLaRoe MLM kind of thing that I touched on at one point, where they picked up so much steam so quickly, and they had to produce so much content and designs and things that it was literally just like, fucking make this, make that, make this, make that, and like no thought was put into any of it. It was just like, all right, well, what else can we put this dumb thing in? Like what?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, these do feel very much like you're in the Sims creator, like character creator, just putting a bunch of swapping hats and glasses and clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
Onto these monkeys for different reasons, like for no reason.
Can I ask, was this Rolling Stone cover also an NFT?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
It is definitely being sold, the edition of it on StockX.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So
It's like losing faith in humanity by the second.
yeah.
God.
Well, again, I find it more interesting. Again, the people seeing patterns in something that may or may not have them. That's what I find more fascinating about this, because at the end of the day, for me, the NFT shit in general is fucking dumb. And I'm sure this isn't the only Nazi affiliated, potentially, or full on Nazi Bitcoin NFT thing that exists. I'm sure there is one that exists where they're loud and proud about being Boogaloo Boys or being neo-Nazis.
Yep.
Like,
definitely. Because there's a crypto for everybody now.
They're truly,
it's all inclusive, unfortunately.
Then there's also the fact that the Bored Ape project launched on April 30th, which is the anniversary of Hitler's death. Let's see.
You know, they make it, it's like, yeah, okay, it's all lining up. But they make it, it's like, how, this is all an accident? It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I know. So there's also there's one ape that it's wearing a prison jumpsuit that has a prisoner number on it, and it's 019807 on its breast. And if you decode it by dropping the O's, it's 1987, the very year another Nazi, Rudolf Hess, died.
That's when I was born, too.
But, yeah, exactly. And if you decide which numbers you want to get rid of.
Yeah. Like, oh, the only relevance is that's the year Kyle Luck was born. And then now it's not a Nazi propaganda thing anymore.
Boom, we fixed it. Yep. We fixed racism.
Look, if we throw out half of the numbers and replace them with letters, and then the ones that I pick are the ones that are going to go in there.
Wait, what does it say if we flip the numbers upside down, like when you're trying to read boobs on a calculator? Is that anything?
Do we have something here? I don't know what's going on.
This feels like something.
This feels like something. So Rips also says that the Twitter name of another one of the co-founders is Sass, S-A-S-S. And this is
a lot of S's. Is that SS related?
So it's another alleged amalgamation of the Nazi Party's paramilitary security forces, the Sturmabteilung.
Okay.
There's B's and T's in places I don't know what the fuck they're supposed to be pronounced.
I really hope that in the video you edit as you say each syllable, like you pop the letters up on the screen. That'd be really helpful.
Oh no, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get Peter to say it properly and then superimpose that over me saying it.
Peter's so useful. Check out naturalreader.com, everybody.
So that's the S-A in SAS, and then the
Schutzstaffel
is the S-S. Some in the industry seem to agree. Alex Faisal, co-founder of the investment app Swissborg, a cousin of Morkborg.
Yeah, Swissborg. So Morkborg is Swedish, Swissborg is Swiss.
Yeah. Said in a recent tweet, quote, "Some twisted stuff in this story and very unusual coincidences. I'm not accusing anyone yet." Corey Clipston of Swan Bitcoin added that he believes Bored Ape NFTs contain problematic references. Quote, "I'd put it at 99.99% the project is in fact a deliberate troll, intentionally replete with Nazi symbols and esoteric racist dog whistles." Writer Rips goes on to say, quote, "The founders have created extremely complicated and advanced puzzles. This displays a hyper-awareness of symbolism and demonstrates an ability to embed coded meaning into images, which is hypocritical to the narrative they're telling, that the images mean very little and that they are just some average stoners speaking in coded language with plausible deniability, exactly how the Boogaloo/alt-right operates."
Oh, okay. I love the like reduction of some stoners who accidentally started a movement.
right. Yeah. That's the thing, is that they're not dumb enough for that to be a possibility. Yeah. In my opinion. I agree. I don't believe that these founders are morons. They seem to be well educated, most likely. Well, he says earlier what all their backgrounds are. But like, they don't seem to be morons. They went to they're college educated. They started this company, which is not easy to do. I'm not saying that either. But it's not an excuse.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you're smart enough to start this shit, then you should have been smart enough to vet the designs that you're using and have a diversity person on your company But again, within this culture, they don't give a fuck about that stuff.
No,
so,
they don't. They don't at all.
Just the money.
So this is where things get really bizarre, because this is the last thing that we'll talk about in this episode probably, is that so Ryder Rips launched his own NFT collection that uses the same images, logos, and marks owned by Bored Ape Yacht Club to promote and sell versions of his copycat works on the marketplace, such as Foundation and OpenSea. Rip's version of Bored Ape Yacht Club sold 10,000 NFTs at 0.15 Ethereum each, netting him an estimated $1.8 million in profits.
Wow. Okay.
So he took their art, essentially stole it, and then resold it as his own.
Mm-hmm.
He says that it's essentially, I have been creating NFT artwork for the past year that scrutinizes the purpose, meaning, and social imports of NFTs. People who reserved a Ryder Rips NFT understood that their NFT was being minted as a protest against the parody of Bored Ape, and no one was under the impression that Ryder Rips NFTs were substitutes for Bored Ape NFTs or would grant them access to Yuga's club. So, this feels a little weird to me.
Yeah.
As a form of protest, because he's still making money off of it. I don't know if he's donated that money.
No.
Yeah. That's like the pot calling the kettle black and then making $1.5 million off of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it almost feels like he made such a big issue about the racist Nazi imagery that exists in Bored Ape, only to increase interest when he then stole it and resold it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that, the argument could be made for that, right?
Yep.
Because
just
1.8
in cahoots.
Or in cahoots with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, yeah. But Yuga Labs,
because I mean, at the end of the day, like, bad press is good press.
Sure. Yuga Labs has filed a lawsuit, though, so I don't think it's the cahoots thing. They've also been involved in a concerted effort to silence him and other critics. Quote, the lawsuit grossly mischaracterizes the Ryder Rips Bored Ape project. People who, oh no, I already read that part. Shit, sorry. A lawsuit was filed in June in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California, which lays the groundwork for responding to what legal experts say could be a fair use defense by Rips. There are, though, the artist claims on his website minting exact replicas of Yuga Labs NFTs and reselling them at profit is an example of satire and appropriation. He has terms of service stuff saying that you understand that this is not Bored Ape and it's recontextualized. However, according to University of Kentucky Rosenberg College of Law intellectual property professor Brian Fry,
All right,
God,
my
that was a
man.
mouthful.
Brian Fry, would you like some Brian's with that shake, baby?
He says Yuga Labs appears to have a solid case for trademark infringement. Quote, just because it's conceptual art doesn't make it non-infringing. So,
Wait, what? I don't understand
So-
that.
You can still infringe on copyright even though it's a conceptual art piece.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So both people are saying they might have a chance, but also maybe he doesn't. And this is a thing. This is like a whole IP copyright issue with stuff like this. It's super confusing.
Sounds like the law's involved. The legal.
So there's so much more to this. If you want to get a full picture of what these allegations are, I highly recommend the Fillion episode, or Fillion video on YouTube.
Not to be confused with Nathan Fillion.
We've covered that. Totally different Fillion. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of coincidences, but they're quite general in some cases and quite specific in others. And yeah, I don't know.
You
you
draw
guys have any
your
last-
own conclusion, I suppose, from this.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of accidents, but also if someone's looking to... Sorry. It seems like a lot of intention, but if someone's looking to find something, they can always find it. So
Yeah, and I think
yeah.
I think the more important thing would be, what were the first bored apes that they designed? Like, the very first ones that they decided to make, were those the ones that have all this potentially Nazi racist imagery in them? Or did they also have, you know, the one wearing a toga? Like,
right.
But yeah. Either way, NFTs are fucking stupid. And they're thankfully, I feel like the trend has kind of dipped in at least mainstream popularity, so maybe these companies will shut the fuck up soon.
There was a lot of backlash.
Yeah, in general. So
maybe they will, maybe they won't. We'll see.
Yeah, that's been our episode. Good luck out there. Stay away from NFTs. Don't get scammed. Or sucked into the alt-right pipeline.
Avoid NFTs like they're an STD. That's what I always say.
Yes. Hey, there we go.
Put that on a shirt and smoke it.
And everyone wanted to know which president was the true throat goat. And
Okay, I do remember this.
And they are all some sort of eldritch monsters of yore, right? She was also selling videos of her farting in the jar.
I hate this so much. I hate everything about this.
yeah.
Secure to starboard.